what happens? It creates a massive upward spiral of free, high quality traffic that will change your online business forever, and in doing so will change your life. Hey, it's McMeany, and if you're here watching me, then I assume that you want to drive more traffic to your website, and I get it because I started learning the basics of digital marketing in 1998, and I have been creating my own traffic strategies and making a living from the internet since 2004, and it was the best decision I ever made. It's the best thing I've ever done. And here's the deal. If you want an online business, then you need traffic, because no one survives on the internet without traffic. And there's so much out there. It's in abundance. There is traffic and opportunity everywhere we look. So to get some of that traffic, it's a little bit like fishing. You have to know where to cast your rod, and then you have to use the right bait to pull that traffic towards you, because without it, nobody will visit your website, you won't make any revenue, and you won't really have a business. So if you want to survive, you really do need traffic. And when I first started out all those years ago, things were a lot different back then. I was a single parent. I had a child to raise on my own. It was a pretty scary time, and I was desperate to move out of a bad neighborhood. And that was my goal. That was my only goal, just to move to a slightly better neighborhood. But I had already quit my job so I could be with my kid. And now I had to figure it out. I had to figure out how to make this internet business work. But back then, there was no one teaching how to drive traffic. And traffic wasn't even really seen as that important. But I knew that I needed it if I was to survive, if me and my child were to survive, if this internet business was going to succeed. I knew I needed traffic. And through a lot of trial and error, I eventually cobbled together this very basic formula, and it worked. And I've refined it over the years. It's become a powerful way to drive traffic. And I want to dive into that formula today, because it's not only worked for me, but it's worked for thousands and thousands of people all around the world, in different countries, speaking different languages, in every niche you can think of. Now, there are plenty of people out there that will teach you how to drive traffic and how to grow an online business, and some of them are pretty good. They have great content, but some of them, well, you already know this, okay? It's just like they fabricated this fancy lifestyle or created the illusion of success, when all they've really done is just rented a sports car for the day, and they've gone to stay in a nice Airbnb for a couple of days, and it's all to try and impress people, to make people think that they have this aspirational lifestyle. But the thing is, it's pretty easy to see who's for real. You can recognize the real deal when you see it, because I believe if you're going to learn something, well, okay, if I want to learn something, I want to learn from someone with experience, not someone who just pretends they've got experience, not someone who's got a bunch of theory and all that fancy book learning. I want someone who's got hands-on real-world experience. So what I'm going to show you is a formula that has been proven by thousands of people in hundreds of niches all around the world, in every country, in every language. It's worked over and over and over again. It's been refined over the course of decades, because I started developing this in 2004 when I had no choice but to figure it all out. And then it's just got better and better over time. And now it gets better every year. Every day I'm finding new opportunities, and I've had thousands of students use this in every country, in every niche, in every language, all around the world. So it's proven. This formula works. It is proven. So if you want to start or grow a website, a blog, an affiliate website, an e-commerce store, drop shipping business, YouTube channel, do you know what? It's up to you what you do with the traffic, right? I'll show you how to get the traffic, and then what you do with it, where you send it, is up to you. But if you want to grow a business on the internet, this is the formula. Now, you've seen those gurus or some new website or an influencer or a new business that suddenly pops out of nowhere and it becomes widely recognized in their market. This is the formula they used. And now chances are they got super, super lucky, but behind it all, behind the scenes, this is what happened. So I'm going to show you behind that curtain because I've been able to see behind it for such a long time now. And I remember that when I started, I had no traffic. I would check my analytics every day and I'd be disappointed every day. So after a few weeks, I just gave up checking. So that was my starting point. So if I can do it, then you can do it too. Now, this is what we call the traffic cycle. So it works like this because we always start with your traffic sources. So we know where to promote your outstanding content first. And that's why this works so well, because we're starting with the end goal already decided, because we know that these traffic sources will promote what we have. Because what happens otherwise? Well, most people start out creating content that they want to make, and then when it's finished, only then will they go out and start looking for somewhere to promote that content. Now, that is why most people fail, because, well, it only works some of the time. It doesn't work all the time. So people end up creating a whole bunch of content that's not strategic, that doesn't have a traffic source already in mind before they create it. And then they end up relying on search engine traffic, or they have to buy advertising. That's why most people fail. So we don't rely on chance. We don't delve into hope marketing. Hope marketing is when someone does something and then they hope it works. They don't know for sure, so they just guess. We want to avoid that. We want to make sure that our efforts are rewarded each time we do something. And we need to be strategic. So let me walk you through this cycle, because we already have traffic sources that we use. In the very first lesson, I showed you how to set up some automated traffic sources, but we barely scratched the surface here, because through this process, you have compiled a list of potential traffic sources. Now, the ones that do promote you join this distribution list. We always keep a record of the traffic sources that are working for us. So the next time you have new content, you know exactly who is going to promote you. And in doing so, what happens is it creates this domino effect. So everyone in your space, no matter what niche you are in, the big players and the mid-level players, they're all kind of watching each other. They're paying attention to what each other are doing. So if you have outstanding content that is featured on your existing traffic sources, others will follow. They'll pick up on it because they don't want to be left behind. They don't want to seem irrelevant to their audiences. Everyone is competing. It's highly competitive. So when you step into these chains, these traffic channels in this way, you pick up other new traffic sources without even having to ask. And this creates a domino effect. Now, the really cool thing is, because they promote you, these newly gained traffic sources promote you, we can add them to your distribution list. So because they're added to your distribution list, you can create an ever-increasing promotion list, and this cycle increases the whole time. So your traffic sources increase, then your newly gained traffic sources increase. It's an upward spiral of traffic. But that's only part of the story, because if we move on to the next portion, well, because we have these newly gained traffic sources, we uncover new topics, new content ideas. And these content ideas, these talking points, are highly relevant to these newly gained traffic sources. So what we can do is create a high traffic feedback loop, so we know what kind of content works where. So we can really maximize the traffic. Let's move on to the next panel, because this is where we create our traffic magnet. This is the piece of content, the outstanding piece of content that is going to make all of this work. Because when we have this outstanding piece of content and place it strategically, what happens? It creates a massive upward spiral of free, high quality traffic that will change your online business forever, and in doing so will change your life. So all you have to do is put your content on these traffic sources. Those two things will ensure high levels of growth very quickly. So that's the traffic cycle that feeds into this traffic flow formula. So if you do that over and over and over again, you will eventually begin to climb this ladder. As traffic begins to flow from higher traffic websites, your traffic levels will increase, and your position in this chain will also increase. But I mentioned we need traffic magnets to place ourselves in these chains. So let's talk about creating some traffic magnets. I'm going to give you two tactics, two methods at the moment. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of these traffic magnets, but I don't want to overwhelm you. I'm just going to give you a couple, and you use these together. They're almost like, think of them as Lego bricks that connect together, so one strategy feeds into another. So the first traffic magnet I'm going to share with you is called the cluster traffic shortcut. Now, this is designed to send so much traffic, so many influencers and websites, whatever traffic sources you want, but we use quite a few of them all at the same time. So when we deploy this, you will get multiple traffic sources sending you traffic all at once, and you can create enormous spikes of traffic when you deploy this strategy properly. So let me show you a couple of examples of how we do this. So here's an example about a weight loss journey. So this author, or a couple of authors, have asked 41 people to contribute to this article. Now, in my opinion, there's no way you need 41 people to contribute. Aim for a handful. If you can get, let's say, up to 10 people to contribute to this, then you're going to do amazingly well. So it works like this. So you invite experts or people who have achieved a desirable result to contribute to a piece of content. So all you do is you ask them all the same question. You ask maybe 10 people the same question on how they achieved X, Y, or Z. And then you take their answer and you publish it. So you compile all their answers together, and all you do is you tell their story. And a really cool thing about this is, well, they're creating the content for you. So you don't have to go out and, write a 2,000 word article. All you have to do is take their answers. You can limit their answer if you want. So when you're asking these questions, you ask them all the same questions, and then you say in 100 words or less, or whatever it might be, or in less than 250 words, what is the best way to achieve X, Y, or Z? And then you can pile all their answers together. You, of course, link to their website. You give them promotion, and many of these people will link back to you. They'll promote you on social media because they are being featured with other experts, so it makes them look good. Let me show you another way to do this, because here we have a piece of content, and the author, all he's done is created a poll, and he's invited selected experts to contribute to that poll. For example, well, here we can see the experts that he's reached out to, and as you can see, it's solid data, right? So he's compiling their answers. All he's done is really ask them to contribute to a Survey Monkey poll, right? Free tool, anyone can do it. And then he's compiled their answers and brought them into this article. He's provided a quote from some of them, linked to their website, and what he has done here is created an authoritative piece of content that everybody in the industry should be paying attention to. And this piece of content has served extremely well for this author, because everybody in the industry is aware of this. It catapulted this website into the next level. So it became instantly famous overnight. And okay, it's out of date now, but he branded it in the right way. He called it the State of Link Building Report 2022. So yeah, it's years ago now, but the branding is on point. It looks authoritative. It sounds fantastic. All you have to do is interview or poll experts in your field, then brand it correctly. A good way to brand it could be something like, well, call it maybe the Masters of X, whatever problem you're helping people to solve. Or maybe you could go for something like geniuses of X, Y, or Z. Okay, so you have your interviews, your interviewees, your experts. They're going to contribute. It's branded correctly. Now we need to maintain ongoing communication with these experts. So a good way to do this is to turn it into an event. We have a countdown to an event. So we have a deadline in mind. So we might want to set this for 2 weeks in the future. A week to go, you send them a reminder, say, we've got the article ready. This is a sneak peek of what it's going to look like. Do you want to make any alterations or make any changes? Then 3 days before you publish, you send them a reminder and say, just giving you a heads up, 3 days to go, we're going to publish this piece of authoritative content. And then the day it goes live, you email all of the experts with a link to the content. And now you essentially have a distribution list. The people who respond favorably, who promote this piece of content to their audiences, they get added to your distribution list. So all you do is just put their email address in a list, right? In a notepad or a spreadsheet, and keep that safe. The important thing here is to continue building a relationship with them, even after it's been published. You give it a few weeks, then you report back to them and you give them the results, saying this is the reaction the piece of content had. So here you're continuing to build the relationship and demonstrate why you're a good person to have in their network. Now you continue building that relationship because, well, the next time you have a piece of authoritative or important content to share, and you continue building that relationship. But this method is not without its problems. Every traffic method we have has problems. So when deploying this strategy, not everybody is going to get back to you. The top tier influencers and websites and businesses out there, well, they're being inundated with requests from people. So chances are they're not going to get back to you. So you want to aim for maybe mid-tier and in some cases low-tier traffic websites as well. The reason is basically you should be approaching or thinking about anyone who has an audience bigger than you, right? If they have a bigger audience than you, then it's fair game. And then as you repeat this and as we bolt on the next strategy, which connects together kind of like Lego bricks, you'll notice your traffic levels increase as you attract higher, more credible experts, and it creates this upward spiral. And I have templates that you can use. I'll share them at another point elsewhere. But I have templates that you can use that you can copy and paste that I have used that have been proven to work, because you have to approach it in the right way. If you don't have the right pitch, they're just going to ignore you. Even if you don't have the right subject line on the email, they're going to ignore you. Another problem with this method is not everyone is going to promote you. And these influencers and websites, they've already given you their time. So we're grateful for that. They've given you really an authoritative piece of content for free. So that allows us to open up more doors. And again, I can talk about the doors that will open up to you another time, because there are multiple types of cluster shortcuts. This is not the only one available to you. There are at least 5 different types of cluster shortcuts that you can do. But anyway, let's move on to another traffic magnet, because this one can, if you want it to, it can connect to another method. So this method is called the disclosure traffic method, and it relies on disclosing hidden information. So we share new information that's relevant to our niche, and because this is highly authoritative, highly newsworthy, it attracts so much attention. And using this method, I have literally built a website that receives millions and millions of hits every month just using this method. It works like this. We use something called a Freedom of Information Act request, FOA. A Freedom of Information Act request is a legal requirement in most countries. So the UK has one, the USA has another, Canada, Australia. Most countries will have a Freedom of Information Act, and it creates a public right of access to information held by public authorities. Let me show you an example. So here's a Freedom of Information Act request that discovered an energy company was taking part in lobbying, and this information came to light all because of a Freedom of Information Act request. And this website got millions and millions and millions of visitors overnight because of this information it uncovered. Here's another piece of content. It discovered that councils spend over 100 million on taxpayer-funded credit cards. Again, this got traffic all because of a Freedom of Information Act request. And anyone can make these requests. You can do it too. You can uncover hidden information about public authorities, about practically anything, and then relate it to your niche. And you can make these requests for free using websites that will do the hard work for you. For example, this website has got 46,000 public authorities that you can use this with. So there's going to be something relevant to your industry, to your niche, that you can tap into. And if that's not good enough, you can also search existing requests. Every single day there are dozens and dozens of these requests coming in all over the world, being published on websites, and they never see the light of day. They never really make it out of these websites. It needs people like you and me to go and take the content and then bring it to a wider audience. Because here there are around 500,000 requests, and you can search through all of these to find ones that are relevant to your niche. So you can take ones that have already been done and use them legally and for free to drive enormous levels of traffic. I'm going to take a deeper dive into these websites in a program that I'm going to tell you about in a couple of minutes. And if you go down this avenue, I encourage you to give a wider context why the information that you have uncovered or that you've chosen to write about is important to your industry. Then you get in touch with your distribution list, and then you give them a pre-launch. You tell them what you have, and you ask them, would they be interested in publicizing this and in bringing this information to the forefront. Most will help you to do that, and then you publish. You don't tell them how you got the information. You don't give them any leads or tell them how to get that information for themselves. You just tell them that you have this scoop, and if you use the word scoop, that indicates that you have something that no one has seen before. And then you can publish it on your website, and then you can submit that to your distribution list. Then you continue to build that relationship with your distribution list. Now, of course, there are some common problems here. If you are submitting your own Freedom of Information Act requests through these websites that exist, well, it can take a few weeks for these public authorities to get back to you. There is a deadline. They do have a time limit. Another problem is, well, not everybody's going to promote you, and some will want to take the story for themselves. They'll want exclusivity. You should really decide for yourself if it's in your best interests to provide that exclusivity. I think if you're dealing with international media or even national papers, then it could be a good idea to provide them with exclusivity on the condition that they link to your website. So you get that massive amount of exposure. Plus, you have strong contacts in the media as a result of this. So you connect both of these traffic magnets together. So the distribution list here, that's really going to be your source of traffic. And that is going to create this upward spiral of traffic. So this traffic formula works. It's been proven, and I have turned traffic generation into a simple science that anyone can do. So you can create this upward spiral of traffic that grows month after month. And like I said, Reddit is one of the most powerful places to do that. And when my content has hit the front page of Reddit, my website has gotten around 50,000 hits per hour. 50,000 hits per hour. Most people who try to get traffic from Reddit will just fail. Some of them even have their accounts banned. But I can talk about Reddit traffic for hours. I've figured out dozens and dozens of ways to get traffic. Anyway, that's the web traffic formula. It's been proven to work. It works. So I would love to tell you a little bit more about the full program that you can get access to. Here is the deal. I'm here teaching you because I want you to get web traffic. I want you to have all the freedom and security that a high traffic website will give you. Or if you don't have a website yet, I want to help you get started and I want to help you launch it in the right way. Now, I've been helping people to start and grow their online businesses, their websites for a long time. It was way back in 2004 when I developed my own traffic hacks system. And over the years, my students have got amazing results. I've seen many of them go from zero traffic, being unrecognized, nobody knows who they are, to dominating their markets. Now, since you're still here with me now, I assume that you do want to have a high traffic website. And by now you can see that the traffic formula I have developed works. And after teaching my methods for so long, I know the questions that people tend to have. So you might be wondering, is this material up to date? Does it still work today? Or you might be wondering, are these traffic methods different to what I share on YouTube? Or you might be wondering, what if you're just starting out and you don't have a website? Is this going to be the right option for you? Or you might be wondering, well, what if you're an affiliate marketer, or if you have an e-com store, or if you're a coach or doing CPA marketing? Or you might even be wondering if these traffic hacks will work in your country, or if they'll work in your specific niche, or is the traffic even human? Is it safe for AdSense? And the thing is, my traffic hacks fits in every single one of these scenarios. It's going to work for you no matter what you are doing on the internet. Because I know that people feel like they can be held back by a few things. Like maybe you don't have a social media following, or maybe you don't have an email list. And the thing is, no one starts with those things. So let me repeat that. No one starts with an audience. This is how you get one. So we all have to start somewhere, and I'm going to show you how to start the right way. Take a look at this. This is how Wendy grew her website from zero traffic to 3,000 people a week in the first 5 weeks. And this is how Roger went from 8,000 visitors a month to 15,000 in less than 3 months. Now, these results may not be earth-shattering, but it's a good start. And sometimes people feel like in order to get these kind of results, you need to advertise. And advertising works. It is great, but you do have to have a large budget. You typically need to spend around $500 a month, and you have to be prepared to run at a loss for several months while you're testing different ads and trying to find one that works, which means you need to know how to write persuasive ads or be willing to pay someone who does. And the dashboards on these things are so complicated. It's like learning how to fly a plane, and most people need to hire a professional. And the thing with advertising is each mistake that you make is going to cost you money. And then if you stop paying for the ads, your traffic stops. Another thing that people try is search engine optimization. And that works, but it takes ages. They create tons of content. They spend a fortune on SEO software and all these keyword tools, and then they hope it works. But the thing is, it takes such a long time to get traffic from search engines. Most people just give up before they get any results. And then when you do get results, the algorithm changes. So you have to start all over again. And there's so much technical skill involved staying on top of it all. It just takes up so much time and energy because these changes are constant. It's just crazy. And that is why so many people have turned to my traffic methods, because my traffic hacks will help you to get traffic fast and for free. You'll get traffic much faster than you could on your own, because it's not theory, it's a proven path. Thousands of others have been down that path before you. Now, let me be clear. It takes work, but it's a proven formula. And when you get the traffic you deserve, it can change your life. It can improve the lives of the people around you, of your family, and it can give you such a deep sense of pride. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you can feel this pride because it's put you back in control of your life. And there's nothing quite like having the ability to live life on your terms. You might be wondering, how does this actually work? How does the program actually get you results? And what's involved in this program? Well, first of all, this is a program that includes online training and personal coaching from me. It's almost like having me as part of your marketing team working inside your business, because I've been perfecting this process for more than 20 years. So I've got you covered. I'm going to take you step by step through the process of having a high traffic website for the first time. And then we're going to go way beyond, because I've broken up the training into short individual tutorials. These are very short videos that you can dip in and out of as you need to, and that saves you from having to sit through a 10-minute video just to find that one traffic source that you want. So you'll be amongst the first to get these new traffic methods and new traffic sources every month as I discover them. And you'll also discover new ways to automate traffic generation, because we're going to use artificial intelligence to do some of the heavy lifting. You're also going to learn how to scale your traffic, and we will even steal traffic from your competitors ethically and legally. You will get retargeting methods that can get your message out in front of people a lot faster. I will take you beyond search engine traffic and show you how to get traffic from other types of engines like shopping engines, so you can get traffic that will buy your products. You'll get affiliate marketing traffic sources that will click on your affiliate links. These are the people that will want your offers. Plus, you will get the 5x multiplier method. This has been proven to increase traffic by 500%. Then we will dive into deep market discovery for long-term growth. You'll also discover new traffic opportunities with advanced keyword discovery. And I'm going to share my email secrets so you can turn on traffic anytime you want it. I'm going to show you Google shortcuts that work so you won't have to wait around for months to get search traffic. You're also going to learn how to leverage traffic from those big platforms so you're standing on the shoulders of giants. You will get the ultimate content curation strategy, so most of the work has already been done for you. Plus, you will learn how to get traffic from YouTube, which in itself is a massive search engine, the second biggest search engine on planet Earth. I'm going to show you how to simplify social media traffic so there is no more guesswork, no more confusion. You'll also discover powerful communities and Facebook groups that will send you traffic for free. And I'm going to share my private traffic sources. These are the traffic sources that I keep returning to. And you will get syndication methods to distribute your content even further. You will get the most powerful, most effective Reddit traffic methods on earth. I am constantly using Reddit for traffic and constantly discovering new ways to get traffic from it. This is the only place I share these methods. You cannot get these methods anywhere else. And even if you don't have a website yet, I will show you how to quickly and easily build one without doing anything technical. This is tested material. It's proven and it works, and it's available for you to deploy today. The bottom line is you are getting an amazing amount of tested material, tested, proven strategies that you can use to get traffic today, because I want you to become one of my case study examples after you have used my strategies. Now, the fact is, you are never alone with this. You always have someone right beside you whenever you need it, because there is no substitute for having someone who's done it for themselves supporting you and your journey, someone who has already been down the same path that you are starting many, many times. And you already have all the tools you need right now on your computer or even on your phone. And most importantly, getting traffic puts you in charge. It gives you back control of your life, because when you have traffic coming in, it then puts you in control of your destiny, and that can change your life and the lives of the people around you. But this is a time limited offer because I can only work with a small number of students at one time. So I like to work closely with my students. I like to be available to them whenever they need help so I can steer them in the right direction. So I'm here anytime you need me. You just drop me an email. It's me who responds. I will personally help you, not an assistant, not someone else. You get my knowledge, and it's the best part of what I do. So if you want to get in now, then you need to act quickly because the registration window is closing very soon. So ask yourself, where do you want to be this time next year? This time next year, what do you want your business to look like? What do you want your life to look like? And what is your plan to get there? Do you even have a plan to take you there? If you don't, I will give you that plan. Here's the deal. At this very moment, getting traffic has never been easier. It makes so much sense because the internet is growing so quickly. It's getting larger and larger the whole time. There is so much opportunity right now, but it is up to you to step up and take control. Nobody is going to force you to do it, and nobody else is going to come and do it for you. It has to be your decision because you have a choice to make, because right now you are at a crossroads and you have the option to do nothing, to stay where you are. And that's what most people do. Most people choose to stay where they are. But if you've made it this far, then you're probably not like most people, because most people only ever daydream about what life might be like, and then they do nothing about it. And so most people live a life of regret, wishing they took the opportunities that had passed them by. But if you can feel your potential bubbling away just beneath the surface, waiting to strike, then now is the time to unleash that potential and get the results that you and your family deserve. Because I don't want you to come back here next week and kick yourself when you see that this offer has gone. Click the button below and I'll see you on the inside.